This is Canelo Alvarez, a four-division, multi-time world champion, quite simply one of the greatest of all time. Here comes Dimitri Bivol. Here's the man who took the boxing world by storm in 2022. He won the Fighter of the Year thanks in large part to his dominating win over Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a 4-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Kyrgyzstan by way of Russia, presenting the acclaimed light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Dimitri Bivol.
So much hype surrounding this fight, and now it is go time.
It's a privilege and an honor to be here. I feel so lucky to be sat here talking about something I love.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. That counter shot lands. You don't want to trade shots. Good counter punching. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. One punch could change everything in this battle. Canelo Alvarez could have taken an easier fight, but he wanted revenge against Bivol, and he gets a chance to do it here.
Fresh in the memory, especially for Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez knows this man has a beating of him. He didn't like the first loss. They're going to do it again.
Beautiful counter shot. Right hook catching air. And he scores with the counter. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Jab won't score. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Canelo Alvarez in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominance without a doubt.
And there's the bell for round 2. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. There's a counter shot. When you're fighting a counter puncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think they're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Nice counter shot. You'd like to see more jabs. counter shot. And they figure out the combination to this sink.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think light. Concentrate.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Beautiful counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. In that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep...
Let's get it started in round 3. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Swing and a miss with the left hook. Swing and a miss with that uppercut. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Take a look at this action. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. How did they not go down?
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Catch and shoot. So much for boxing. This is a fight. The stamina is off the charts. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. In that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
You're starting to make mistakes and you're switching off.
And shot at a time. Set him up, but you'll take him out. He's ready to go. Is that...
Get back out there and win the round. Don't worry about that.
Otherwise he'll see it and he'll ride it out. Go out there and finish him. The jab's working nice. There's 1-2 straight down the middle. You can't miss him. Great work. Stay focused.
There's the bell for round 4. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Nice counter shot. Just misses with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
What was that? What are you doing? Come on, you're switching off. Don't forget the jab.
There's the bell to start round 5. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that hold it right there! And now Dimitri Bivol is dazed! And it appears they weathered the storm. How, I'm not sure.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Good counter punch. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Misses with the straight left. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
Is when you talk about championship material.
Set him up, but you take him out. He's ready to go. Okay, focus. Big, deep breaths. Calm yourself down.
And there's the bell to start round 6. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got...
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this! Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped! No, we don't see a knockdown.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
The stamina is off the charts. What heart! What desire, but at what cost? His stamina is off the charts. The exchange. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
There's a lot on the line here.
Listen, great work. Stay focused.
Here comes round 7. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. A much better game plan here.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. That hook doesn't score. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Alvarez in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters. And there's the bell for round 8. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crystal. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
A straight right just misses. Careful they don't punch themselves out here. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Incredible work rate. How about that time counter shot? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. No surprise there. there, a unanimous decision.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.